hits the specimen and how that ends up making an image on our computer screen. So here you can see the electron beam heading down. It hits the specimen here, and then there's actually two types of electrons that are going to come off of this. In one case, we're going to get the what are known as secondary electrons, and that is when the electron beam comes down and hits the atoms of the specimen. Those atoms absorb the energy and give off their own electron. There's a detector to pick up secondary electrons over here, as you can see, and that detector to attract those electrons has a positive charge on it. It's about 300 volts, which is actually quite a lot. And then once those electrons come in to the Faraday cage, which is positively charged, they hit the detector. And then the detector uses the information from those electrons to form the image on our computer screen. Now, the second type of electrons are called backscatter electrons. And these electrons actually don't come from the atoms. They actually reflect off the surface. And they actually can come even from deeper down in the specimen. And we have a second detector that can actually detect those. So this is to show you, this illustration will actually show you where these electrons are going to come from. So you can see here the secondary electrons are going to be surface electrons. So they're very shallow, but these are very, very good for getting surface features. And of course, that's one of the main reasons for using a scanning electron microscope. The backscatter electrons are going to come from deeper in the specimen. So some will bounce right off the surface, some will go deeper. And then the ones that are really deep actually never get back out again. So when they get absorbed, they give off X-rays. Now, we actually don't have an X-ray detector for our scope, but you can do elemental analysis by looking at X-rays. So the detectors that we have on our scope are the secondary electron detectors and the backscatter detectors. So why is it called a scanning electron microscope? Well, as you can see from this illustration, here's our primary beam coming down, and it's actually making the picture pixel by pixel. It's hitting from left to right, top to bottom, and every time it hits, we get electrons from that particular part of the specimen. Interestingly enough, if you want to magnify, all we do instead of actually scanning across a big image like this, so we just would scan over a smaller box. So this is actually showing the setup. As you can see here, we've got the column here, so all the electromagnets are up above there. The electrons come out through the pole piece here, they hit our specimen. The secondary electrons over here to the side, and then of course our backscatter detector is actually going to be up here mounted to the pole piece. And you saw a picture of that inside of the TM1000.